Dear viewers, welcome to the session on tourism and topic Entrepreneurship Development Program. So far, we have discussed so many topics related to entrepreneurship. Now, let us study and understand something about Entrepreneurship Development Program. Economic development of any country depends upon its entrepreneurs. A country is bounded to make a rapid progress where worthy and rightful entrepreneurs are available in adequate or sufficient number. They will pursue and exploit the opportunities as and when they arise in the best interests of the business. An entrepreneur is one who possesses vision, drive, and ability to bear risk. An entrepreneur is a pivot around which the entire industry rotates. He is the one who is going to initiate, organize, and manage an enterprise. He is to bear all the risk and uncertainty associated with the setting up, running, and the ultimate income of the enterprise. Success in any venture depends upon foresight, knowledge, optimum hard work, persistence, and efficient management. Entrepreneurship does not emerge and develop on its own. Its emergence and development depends on various economic and non-economic factors. Economic factors comprise of land, labor, capital, raw material, and market. On the other hand, non-economic factors are social climate for entrepreneurship, social mobility, need achievement, status, and respect. The government can also play a positive role in the emergence and development of entrepreneurship by providing training, incentives, concessions, etc., and by creating an environment which is conducive for the growth of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial development has gained a great deal of importance in all the developing and developed economies of the world. Entrepreneurial talent can be raised by undertaking various entrepreneurship development programs. Entrepreneurial development program may be defined as a program designed to help an individual in strengthening his entrepreneurial motive and in acquiring skills and capabilities necessary for playing his entrepreneurial role effectively. It is necessary to promote this understanding of motives and their impact on entrepreneurial values and behavior. For this purpose, to understand this chapter, it has been divided into 5 parts. Number 1, need and objectives of entrepreneurship development programs, curriculum of entrepreneurship development program, phases of entrepreneurship development program, evaluation of entrepreneurship development program, and problems faced by entrepreneurship development programs. Need for entrepreneurial development program. In the previous chapter, we have discussed the entrepreneurs possess certain competence or traits. Competence or traits are underlying characteristics of the entrepreneurs which result in super performance. Here a question arises whether these characteristics are inborn in the entrepreneur or can be induced and developed. In the other way around, whether entrepreneurs are born or made. Behavioral scientists have tried their best to answer these questions. David McClelland, a well-known behavioral scientist at Harvard University, made an interesting investigation into A point, why certain societies displayed great creative powers at particular periods of their history. B, what was the cause of these creative bursts of energy? The need for achievement is the answer. It was a need to achieve, to motivate people to work hard. According to him, money making was incidental. It was only a measure of achievement, not its motivation. He conducted a 5-year experimental study in one of the prosperous district of Andhra Pradesh, which is called as Kakinada experiment. As per the experiment, young persons were selected and put through 3-month training program and motivated to see fresh goals. One of the most important conclusions of the experiment was that the traditional beliefs did not seem to inhibit an entrepreneur, and suitable training can provide the necessary motivation to the entrepreneurs. The achievement motivation had a positive impact on the performance of the entrepreneurs. It was this Kakinada experiment that made people to appreciate the need for and importance of the entrepreneurial training. Now it is popularly called as Entrepreneurship Development Program. This program induced motivation and competence among the young prospective entrepreneurs. In 1971, India conducted massive program of entrepreneur development. Since then, there is no looking back. At present, 686 all India and state level financial institutions and public sector banks had so far conducted entrepreneurship development program in hundreds, giving training to the candidates in thousands. Programs similar to India's Entrepreneurship Development Program are conducted in other countries also. For example, Junior Achievement Program based on the principles of Catch Them Young in USA and Young Enterprises in the UK. Objectives of Entrepreneurship Development Programs. The most important objectives of the Entrepreneurship Development Programs are listed as follows. Number 1. To develop and strengthen their entrepreneurial quality with respect to motivation need for achievement. Point number 2. To understand and analyze environmental setup relating to small industry and small business. Point number 3. To select product. 4. To formulate project for the product. 5. To understand the process and procedure involved in setting up small enterprise. 6. To acquire the source of help and support available for starting an industry on small scale. 7. To acquire the necessary managerial skills required to run a small enterprise. 8. To know the advantages and disadvantages in becoming an entrepreneur. 9. To appreciate the needed entrepreneurial discipline. 10. To make the entrepreneur set or reset the objectives for their business or industry and work hard to strive for their realization. Point number 11. To prepare the entrepreneur to accept the uncertainty which are involved in running a business. Point number 12. To enable the entrepreneur to take correct positive decisions. 13. To enable the entrepreneur to communicate clearly and effectively. Number 14. To make the entrepreneur to develop broad vision and foresight about their business. 15. To make the entrepreneur subscribe to industrial democracy. 16. To make the entrepreneur develop a passion for integrity and honesty. And 17. To make the entrepreneur to follow or learn compliances with law. Need for entrepreneurship development program can be judged or evaluated on the basis of following points. Number 1. Eliminating poverty and unemployment. Most of the underdeveloped and overpopulated countries are facing with the chronic problem of unemployment and underemployment. Entrepreneurship development programs can help these unemployed and underemployed persons in getting employment and at the same time generating or creating employment opportunities for others also. Various programs initiated by the government like National Rural Employment Program, Integrated Rural Development Program, etc. are aimed at tackling unemployment and underemployment problem. Point number 2. Balanced regional development. The highly successful entrepreneurship development programs help in enhancing the pace of industrialization, resulting in the reduction of concentration of economic power. Small and medium scale units can be set up in the rural and remote areas with little financial resources, and it helps in achieving balanced regional development. Entrepreneurship development program aimed at promoting small scale units which are more useful for balanced regional development than medium and large scale units. Preventing industrial slums. Majority industrial units are located in highly congested urban areas, and it leads to creation of industrial slums. Entrepreneurship development programs help in removal of these slums, as entrepreneurs are provided with various schemes, incentives, subsidies and infrastructural facilities to set up their own enterprises in all the places. This will help in controlling industrial slums and also reducing pollution, traffic congestion and overcrowding in developed areas. Point number 4, using locally available resources. The entrepreneurship development programs can help in utilizing locally available resources by training and educating the entrepreneurs. India has abundant resources in the rural areas. Proper and corrective use of resources will help in increasing a healthy base for sound economic growth and rapid industrialization. Entrepreneurship development programs also help in reducing scraps, defective output and wastages in the production process. Point number 5, easing social tension. Entrepreneurship development programs help in channelizing on right lines the talent and energies of unemployed youth. Entrepreneurship development programs have generated self-employment. By doing so, it has helped in removing social tensions and unrest among youths. Entrepreneurship development programs help in the generation of employment, industrialization of rural and backward areas, providing gainful employment, developing small and medium scale industries and diversifying the sources of entrepreneurship. Today, persons possessing proper knowledge and skill acquired through education and experience can become successful entrepreneurs. Point number 6, capital formation. Entrepreneurship development programs will help for capital formation. Entrepreneurs mobilize idle savings of the people or public and will invest it for productive use. Thus, entrepreneurs help for capital formation, which is essential for the industrial and economic development of a country. Point number 7, improvement in per capita income. Entrepreneurs always explore and exploit the opportunities to the maximum or optimum extent. Entrepreneurs take lead in organizing various factors of production into productive use through the setting up of enterprises. More number of enterprises means more production, employment and generation of wealth in the form of goods and services. This will result in the increase in the overall productivity and per capita income in the country. Point number 8, to improve in the standard of living. Entrepreneurship development programs will provide the necessary support and information to entrepreneurs by educating and providing them with the latest innovations and market trends. By adopting these innovations and resources, the entrepreneurs can procure a wide variety of goods and services. They will produce more of good quality products at the lowest possible price to the consumers, which will result in the improvement in the standard of living of the people. Point number 9, economic independence. Entrepreneurs will help the country to produce different and variety of goods and services, and that too at very competitive prices. They develop substitutes for the goods being imported and thus prevent over dependence on foreign countries, and at the same time help the country in saving the valuable foreign exchange. The entrepreneurs can sell their surplus products in foreign markets to enable the country to earn valuable foreign exchange, which is very important and essential for meeting the developmental needs of the economy. Export promotion and import substitution will help in the economy as well as the country. Point number 10, facilitating overall development. The Entrepreneurship Development Program makes an entrepreneur act as a catalytic agent for change, which results in chain reaction. With the commencement of the enterprise, the process of industrialization is set in motion. This act will generate a demand for different and various types of inputs required by it, and there will be so many other units which will require the output of this unit. This leads to overall development of an area due to increase in demand and setting up of more and more units there. When one entrepreneur succeeds, it will set the right type of example for others to follow. The entrepreneurship development programs will create an environment of enthusiasm and convey a sense of purpose, which will give impetus to the overall development of that particular area. Curriculum of Entrepreneurship Development Program. The syllabus of an entrepreneurship development program is selected in line with objectives of the entrepreneurship. The training program is normally 6 weeks duration. It consists of the following important 6 points. Number 1, general introduction to entrepreneurship. The prospective participating entrepreneurs are exposed to a general knowledge of entrepreneurship, such as factors affecting small scale industries, the role of entrepreneurs in the economic development, entrepreneurial behavior, and the facilities available for establishing small scale enterprises. Point number 2, motivation training. The motivation training aims at inducing and increasing the need for achievement among the participants. This happens to be very important input of entrepreneurship training. Efforts are made to inject confidence and positive attitude and behavior among the participants towards business. It ultimately tries to make the participants to start their own business enterprise after the completion of the training program. In order to further motivate the participant, sometimes successful entrepreneurs are also invited to speak about their experiences in setting up and running a business. Point number 3, management skills and ability. To perform any activity, whether large or small, requires the management skills and ability. A small entrepreneur cannot employ management experts to manage their business. There needs to be imparted basic and essential managerial skills in the functional areas like finance, production, and marketing. Knowledge of managerial skills and ability enables the entrepreneur to run the enterprise smoothly, confidently, and successfully. Point number 4, support system and procedure. The prospective entrepreneurs who are participating also need to be exposed and educated to the support available from different institutions and agencies for setting up and running small scale enterprises. This is followed by acquainting them with procedure for approaching them, applying and obtaining support for them. Point number 5, fundamentals of project feasibility study. Here, the participants are provided guideline on the effective analysis of viability or feasibility or availability of the particular project in view of marketing, organization, technical, financial and social aspects. Knowledge is also given how to prepare the project or feasibility report for certain products or commodities. Point number 6, plant visit. To familiarize the participants with actual life situations in small business, plant visits are also arranged. Such trips will help the participants know more about an entrepreneur's behavior, personality, thoughts and aspirations. These influence them to behave accordingly to run their enterprise smoothly and successfully. The ultimate objective of entrepreneurship training program is to make the trainers prepared to start their own enterprises after the completion of the training program. This is the measure of success levels of the entrepreneurship development programs. Phases of entrepreneurship development program. Entrepreneurship development program consists of 3 phases. They are pre-training phase, training phase and post-training phase. A pre-training phase includes the activities and preparations required to launch the training program. It includes the following. Number A, selection of entrepreneurs, arrangement of infrastructure. C, tie-up of guest faculty for the training purpose. D, arrangement for inauguration of the program. E, selection of necessary tools, techniques to select the suitable entrepreneurs. Point number F, formation of selection committee for selecting of trainees. Point number G, arrangement for publicity, media and campaigning for the program. H, development of application form. I, finalization of training syllabus. J, potential survey of opportunities available in the given environmental conditions. Second point, training phase. The objective of this phase is to bring desirable change in the behavior of the trainees. The purpose of training is to develop need for achievements, that is to motivate the trainers. The trainer will see the following changes in the behavior of the trainees. Number A, their attitude towards the projects. B, the trainees' motivation into entrepreneurial career and bear risk involved in it. C, the change in the entrepreneurial attitude, outlook, skill, role, etc. D, how should they behave like an entrepreneur? E, what kind of entrepreneurial traits the trainee lacks the most? F, whether the trainee possesses the knowledge of technology, resources and other knowledge related to entrepreneurship. G, does the trainee possess the required skill in selecting the viable project, mobilizing the required resources at the right time? Having trained the trainees, the trainers need to ask themselves as to how much and how far the trainees have moved in their entrepreneurship pursuits. The last part, post-training phase. The main objective or ultimate goal of the entrepreneurship development program is to prepare the participants to start their enterprises. Therefore, this phase involves assessment to judge how far the objectives of the program have been achieved, which is called as follow-up. Follow-up indicates our past performance, drawbacks, if any, in our past work and suggest guidelines for framing future policies to improve our performance. The purpose behind the entrepreneurship development program follow-up is to: point number A, review the pre-training program. B, review the process of training program. C, review the past training approach. Evaluation of entrepreneurship development programs. In the recent years, developing entrepreneurship has become a movement in India. Entrepreneurship development programs have been considered as an effective instrument for developing entrepreneurship in the country. There are 686 organizations to impart entrepreneurial training to participants in thousands. The main objective of entrepreneurship training program is held to be enterprise creator. It is necessary to know the objective of entrepreneurship development program is fulfilled or not. It is very important to know how many participants have actually started their enterprise after completing the training. This calls for evaluation of entrepreneurship development programs. So far, 16 evaluation studies have been conducted by various organizations and individual researchers. These studies vary in their objectives, coverage and content. The most recent and nationwide evaluation study on Entrepreneurs Development Program is one carried out by the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. The study reveals that only 26% actually started their enterprise after entrepreneurial training. 17% have given up the idea of venture launching as they are engaged in other activities. The expected final startup rate is slightly higher, around 32%. Problems faced by entrepreneurship development programs. There are many problems faced by entrepreneurship development programs. The problem is from both trainers and the trainees. The important problems are: number 1, trainer motivations are not found up to the mark in motivating the trainees to start their own enterprises. Point number 2, entrepreneurship development organizations lack in commitment and sincerity in conducting the entrepreneurship development programs. Point number 3, non-conducive environment and constraints make the trainer motivators role ineffective. Point number 4, the attitude of the supporting agencies like banks and financial institutions serve as stumbling block in the success of entrepreneurship development programs. Point number 5, selection of wrong trainees also leads to the low success rate of entrepreneurship development programs. Therefore, it is clear that the problems are not with the strategy but with its implementation. To conclude, to achieve anything and everything, there should be urge, love and desire in that field, which is very essential. Otherwise, it becomes useless. In addition to this, there must be a guru to motivate, encourage and correct things whenever required. Thus, these programs educate the entrepreneurs, guide them and also help them at the time of difficulties so that they can reach their goals and objectives. They can make their dreams come true. Thank you.